about this too in our huddles, is this blue-collar mentality for soccer. I mean, we're going to battle for each other. We don't deserve anything. We're going to earn everything we get on the field. We're just a bunch of guys that want to play soccer and enjoy the camaraderie and the team building that comes of it. So when you'll have to look at this picture when we send the slides out. It's pretty funny. Basically, in the summer of 2011 was when everything changed for us, and a lot of the guys, when I look around the room, have been here, since that time, and we somehow just landed the Team USA All Nations Cup charter into our lap, and it was go time. And Jason Jertson, who I'll formally recognize in a minute here, but took the reins as a player coach. We all were just kind of like, okay, we can't screw this up. We're Team USA. This is a huge tournament, and that's when the level really stepped up. So with that came, we got to get the real USA jersey. We can't be out there wearing the, jersey from overseas. We got to get the players. We had tryouts. We held friendlies. We started to get organized, and that year was when we really realized that maybe we had something special and maybe we needed to do more. So when you look at this photo, you'll see this was the first season, and then this was 2012 here. Again, you see some sponsors, so this was an official USA jersey that we wore, and we really took a lot of pride in it. And I think the whole blue-collar mentality is sort of a Team USA thing too, and at least that's the way we looked at it. And don't tread on me on the inside of the patch. We all the camaraderie built. So after that great year, we finished third. We went on to start what is the PASL indoor team now. So then came the shock, and a lot of you guys have been here the whole time. So this is just review, and like I said, it's kind of fun to go back and look at the photos. But we said, Jason and Adam came to me and said, let's do this. Let's put a team in the PASL Premier League and let's play semi-pro soccer. And they've done it a ton in the past, So that was, we thought about it for a very short minute, and then we went our way and went about forming the team. And that was a big part of our evolution. We played in Tumwater that season. We made the playoffs our first season in there. We had a lot of veteran guys who'd been there, maybe with the Tacoma Stars or some other teams, but we learned on our own, and we developed our own style. And we brought a DJ. We brought DJs to every game, no matter what the other team had to say about it. And we had an announcer, and we took it as seriously as we could, and it was a lot of fun. Last season we had tremendous success. We went undefeated, I think 4 games into the playoffs in the full season, ran the table, and it just showed, like, it's just kind of where we sit here today and say, hey, we need to get people together and talk about the growth of our club, is things are happening very fast for us. Our first season in the PASL Premier League, we went to the playoffs. Guys knew what they were doing, but as an organization, we were put together. The second year we came back, we won the whole thing. We went to nationals, and we hope this year we can go to nationals again. One of the big struggles for us, as everybody who's been involved in the club knows, is venue. We've bounced around to all different venues in the PASL, and I guess I can just address that now, since I know a lot of you are fans of our PASL Premier team. We committed to playing in Gig Harbor this season and are not sure where we're headed on that right now. So once again, year 3, we're going into the season not knowing where we're playing. Gig Harbor Soccer Center is going through some changes and definitely will not be around come March or February of next year. So basically the plea went into the commissioner to play in Tacoma at Tacoma Soccer Center today, and that was another one of my nerve-wracking tasks today, is wondering and waiting to hear, because some of you that have been around know that it's not been we've not been able to play here, and we look forward to playing here. So a lot of these guys in this room have been here definitely on the PASL team, and I think that's where the Brotherhood formed even more. I put this together. This is kind of funny, just some success we've enjoyed to just shift gears a little bit. So we started a U23 team. Basically, we inherited Derek Johnson's team that they assembled to play U.S. club soccer. U20s last year, entered that team into the USASA national tournament up at Starfire, won, went to nationals in Chicago, and have had 2 years in a row of going to nationals with the U23 team too. So from trophies back when, there's Jason Jertson wearing a uniform and scored goals that day probably, and some, all the way to this summer going to Houston with these boys and further developing what we're doing. So as you can see, and I'm sure most of you already know, it's been moving well for us. Just to talk about, before I start saying, hey, this is what, where we're headed and where we need help, I just want to just make one more point again about what we stand for, and what's built this club, and what will bring us into the future is the brotherhood that we have amongst our players and in our family, and really in this room right here. And I think that's what goes a step farther, and that's what makes our club special, is that we're able to, we know we have more than just what's happening on the pitch, and this season was, and especially, we experienced some times that made us very, very close and had to dig deep, and you can look back on some of our Facebook posts and whatnot if you want to learn about that if you weren't there. But you see our team together, we wore an armband in support of one of our players, and just the camaraderie that we built, it's gone a long ways, and it goes all the way to our families. So who are we? Just a little, give you a little bit about our staff, or who we have involved right now. So we have Jason Jertson up here. He's the head coach. He's sitting right here, head coach of our PASL Premier Indoor team. Jason, you can say hi. Hello. Jason's also the head coach of TCC men's and women's program. Over here we have our U23 staff for the summer. So head coach Adam Becker right here in the back, and Dom Cusato all the way over in the back there, and myself and Nick Mancruso, who's not here. And we had the pleasure of, for the second summer in a row, dragging a bunch of college kids across the country. Some of them, or one of them, who'd never flown before. It's we've learned a lot, and we're getting pretty good actually at traveling to play soccer, so we hope that continues. And then we work our way down along the bottom side. Neil Jones is right here. So Neil Jones is my brother-in-law, and he is an announcer and team coordinator for us. And then his father, Carl Jones, which is right in front of him, also an announcer for the team. Kyle Alm, our director of social media and marketing, and then Eric Waterland, who'll be here shortly, is our team physio. So as of right now, that's who we are, that's what we have, and more about that in a minute. How do we pull this off? So guys, don't hate me. I have limited photos of you, so but couple things that have been key so far, and I just want to, and that's the whole purpose of this meeting too, is just to say, hey, here's what we've kind of started to do, but where we're headed, we need a lot more of this. Robbie LaBelle, who's the director of North American brand manager for Nike Soccer, just happened to have a little connection with him from old Tacoma days, and he's helped our club out tremendously. I mean, we had the best kits, the best shoes, the best soccer balls, the best warm-ups, the best everything last season, and going through because of him, and we're just really blessed. And that's just a circumstance, of really luck, and that's kind of why I think these types of meetings are important, is to get people together and say, hey, we're looking for more luck to help this club go. Russ Eaton's been our sponsor right here in the middle here. You probably recognize him. He is one of the owners of Doyle's, and he's contributed to this club since day one. So we've contributed to the drinking fund at his bar since day one. So that's another a prime example of what I think is a good working relationship, and we really appreciate what Russ has done for us over the years, and he's just a big soccer man in this town, so we're proud to be connected with him. And then Lane Smith, owner of the Tacoma Soccer Center, owner of the Sounders U23s, has helped us a lot financially, and then helped us, create some relationships that are going to be key going forward for our club in the future, and obviously provides this great facility. So, I put some of these items down here too. Tacoma Soccer Center again. From Lane Smith, like. These are soccer guys that are making it count and pushing forward, and they spend their time like we do, building soccer in our communities. And some of these other brands you see here, this is kind of funny. This little banner is probably hard to see back there, but that was like our original banner we would tie to the fence and hang in the back. That was our official banner we take to the tournament, and we were just so proud to have a sponsor. And then this jersey again just shows you some of the sponsors, one-to-one through Eric and Moctezuma's. Everybody had to go to Moctezuma's. That was another give and take thing we did, where Moctezuma's, gave us money for going there after our games. So another example of a good partnership. Where are we headed? This is the, we've got our PASL indoor season right around the corner, and it's a big part of what we need to do, and sort of what I think is going to be the dress rehearsal for our biggest challenge as a club, and really the real reason for this meeting going forward is the EPLWA. Because of our U23 team not having a league to play in, I sort of started doing a little digging around the state and talking to some people about putting something together as a developmental league that would play sort of under the PDL, and a really nice collaboration of a lot of men sort of coming together with the same vision has built something that we feel is going to be really exciting and fun going forward. It's going to be a big time opportunity for our club. We have been working with the Sounders U23s on the level of practice games and even sharing a player. One of them's here. Trying to give these youngsters a place to go. And I put the USA picture on here because that's really what it's all about. It's from the bottom to the top. And everybody involved in soccer in our country is not only involved in it for the enjoyment of the sport, but also because we want to have a national team that we're proud of. And I think that's a big challenge for soccer, professional soccer right now, is there's not a lot of structure below their teams in the MLS and in our country to really build, to contribute to the USA team. I think we're seeing right now the beginning of the future of what we really can be, because the MLS has become so strong, and our US team, like we saw on Tuesday night, just coming through big and now ranked 12th in the world. Who would have thought? But we take the burden as a club that our opportunity is to get youth and to get the college kids onto the next level. And whether that be the Sounders U23s, or whether that be the MLS Seattle Sounders, or any other professional team. And so we kind of see, I think all the teams in the EPLWA sort of have a different connection to how they think they're going to bring high-level soccer to the league and to our state, and help players find opportunities. But ours in particular, we value the small connection that we have to the Sounders office in Seattle, and we hope that we can pipe these young players and give them an opportunity. And just one thing on that too, that kind of fits into our whole blue collar mentality and thinking that we've built this club around. Because in order to make it as a professional soccer player these days, most of the guys are going through pretty regular hoops of going to a D1 or a D2 school, getting the right coach. That right coach knows the other right coach and gets them through. And obviously the Seattle Sounders are a pipeline straight to the U.S. national team. So the Seattle Sounders are an opportunity for a player if they can get there. But making the Seattle Sounders U23 team for a local D2 NAIA or community college player isn't as much of an option. And that's where we hope to be an option. That's where we hope to help with our coaching staff, introduce them to, the coaches and get them the opportunity to be recognized and seen by Darren Swatsky and the crew on the Sounders U23 and hopefully, get looks when, through the non-conventional way. And I know that, just real quick, just speaking for a few of these other teams around the state, Seattle Stars is a good example. A lot of minorities, a lot of opportunity for players that are not in the college system at all. And we're really excited about this league, and that's kind of why that's one of the main reasons why we called this. So on that topic, we're looking to figure out where we play. It's a familiar story for our club. Where are we going to play? And I put this image of Bellingham United up here, and this is an image of the Wenatchee grass stadium in Wenatchee. These are bigger complexes. These teams are bringing in, Bellingham United is sort of the model for what we're trying to do with EPLWA, bringing in upwards of 1,000 fans a week. They have a full supporter group. They meet at a bar. They have a march to their match. And one of the challenges for us is, how does the venue fit into that? And that's really what I want to kind of just put on you guys, and that's why we want to bring a meeting together, because me really running everything is, I can only go off of so many opinions I can get, and as we branch out and our social media expands, which expanded a ton just today, we'll be able to get more opinions and I draw more ideas about where we should play or where we can play. But just to give you, something to think about on that level, Sumner, for example, has a great stadium. The guy from Sunset Chevrolet supports soccer wildly. The Sounders U23s play there. It's a small community. It has a lot of community-based relationships that could make for a great venue to play. Tumwater similarly. Tacoma, on the other hand, we are a 250,000 just here in the city limits, and we have access to a lot more people. So, and that's a decision that I'm not having an easy time coming to conclusion on is, are we a Tacoma club, or are we wherever we end up like we have? And I think that the real answer is that, we are a Tacoma club, so, in our hearts, and most of us, I'm born and raised in this town, but what's the best option for our club? And where are the best options for venues? And that's where we start reaching out to our community and saying, hey, we need your feedback, we need your connections, and we need your help. So venue is one of the bigger questions for me. Supporter group. So far we have Craig Johnson, who, if you guys have been around our club much, you know who he is. That's Derek Johnson, our leading scorer from last season's younger brother. We have loyal followers from Adam's family. That's a big family. From Nate's family, they're there every time. My family. But we need, we were talking about Hooligan Ron from Bellingham. He's just a nutcase that drives the fire. We need to find a supporter group, and we want to start that. We plan on starting that with our new website, where you'll be able to register, buy tickets, get information, but we're sort of looking for leadership in that department. Fundraising and sponsorship. So here's some. We've earned a lot of the dollars we've had. I can't say every, because these guys have given us money, but I mean, how many times have we been to Tower Lanes and made everybody we knew show up or buy a ticket, or made somebody give us a raffle prize, or it's getting old. And I mean, we'll continue to do that, and I hope that people recognize that as us being willing to do work, right? I mean, I don't expect anybody to come and say, hey, South Sound, we just want to hook you guys up, but we've worked hard. None of my coaches have ever been paid $1, and they truly deserve it, and we just want to throw that out and say, hey, this is a big part of what we're doing moving forward, and we definitely have some ideas. Hi, Eric. Sarah Quaterly, team physio. We introduced you earlier. Oh, hello. But another thing is like this is all for networking, really, and again, we're asking people to dig deep. Obviously, we're working on it every day. We have ideas. We're talking to people, but where do we go from here? And this just kind of sums up a lot of what I've been talking about. South Sound FC is run primarily on the back end by one person. And going forward, we need more. And this is kind of my public forum to say, hey, I've really enjoyed building this club. And I really appreciate the people that have helped me get it to where it is, but I can't keep at the pace that I'm going at. And I know that there's people in this community who believe in soccer, who believe in our community, who potentially believe in what we preach in our club, that want to get involved. And that's where I'm just saying, hey, throwing it out there. Maybe it's somebody in this room, maybe it's somebody that you know, maybe it's somebody we haven't met yet, but definitely we got to start somewhere, and this is where I'm starting. We are a nonprofit currently, recognized by the state of Washington, not a 501c3. So there comes issues with, and we're sort of going down that road. My father-in-law is a longtime director on the American Cancer Society and understands that very well. 501c3 or profit, we sort of need to go one way or the other. And we're up for, we're basically looking to form a board of directors. There are people that want to get involved, so we can sit down at a table and hammer out what are our options and where we should go from there. From like a positional standpoint, we're looking for a development director. It would just be someone that would help me go out into the community and look for opportunity for sponsorships or for partnerships, or even the development of our youth programs, clinics, and that type of thing. Promotion and social media assistance. If you ever want to cover sports, you got to start somewhere, right? And Kyle and I spend time up in the Sounders press box, and we thoroughly enjoy it. And we may not be the most important people up there, but it's a great time, and definitely it's not hard to work your way in there. And we'd be glad to teach somebody how to do that here with the South Sound Shock. We have games to take pictures of, things to write about, all kinds of stories, and exciting stuff happening. Game day operations, we're looking for volunteers just to help us with little things. Obviously, our venue will dictate what we need to do, and we hope to have that sorted out shortly. And then interns too. We can offer internship for college students to get college credit participating in organized soccer. And sponsorship salesmen. I mean, everybody wants to go out and ask people for money for our club, right? So I hate to stand up here and, I feel like my dad was a pastor, and, there's a lot of altar calls in my childhood, and, asking people to believe, and I definitely know that that's a large part of what happens in the real world, and especially in soccer. We've asked our players to believe, and they've answered. And if they haven't answered, they're not a part of our club. And our fans believe, and we're proud of that. We're proud of the people that came out tonight. This is the first time we've ever done this. It's I had no idea who would show up or what, but we're asking people to say, hey, we believe in what you're doing, and we want to see it go forth. And we, even though it's kind of awkward on Tuesday nights here when I play in the men's league, where half the guys are tired of me anyways for kicking them, I'm saying, hey, come to our meeting, and they're like, why? And I said, well, I need you to, I need even you to just think about our club. If you just think about our club and what we're trying to do, and maybe somebody you might know, that's a huge step for us, and say, hey, John, I thought about this, I have this idea, you can pursue it here. And I think, just any little bit that we can get will help. So, just real quick, some plans that we have in the works. I'm almost done. I don't know if you guys are as hot as I am, but new and better South Sound FC merchandise. So we have our first scarf. I'm really excited to show everyone our first scarf, and we're excited to unveil it to you guys here today. So, upside down, right? This is has two sides on it. So this is the beginning of something that I think is going to, translate into opportunities for our club. We're super proud of our logo. We believe that it represents our roots in Team USA All Nations Cup and our feelings about being able to represent that great entity in such a small way. And then our shock logo, our little earthquake sign right there in the middle from my college research on earthquakes. So, connection to the University of Washington. We have a new website, so we're working on that. It's going to be a member-based type of site where we hope that people are going to join and participate. All of our players will join. You'll have an opportunity to purchase this stuff on our website going forward, and you'll have an opportunity to purchase tickets or season tickets. There'll be deals, that type of thing. So we're excited about that. Obviously, social media is important and takes time, right? So that's why we're saying, hey, the more social media and interactions we can create for our club, the better. I think you'll see us in different channels, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. So I'm pretty proud of what we've done so far compared to what we're up against in the PASL as far as how much information you're able to get. I mean, I'm sitting in the box in San Diego with Jason. We come off the field from halftime from talking to our guys and real quick put a score up. And we started to see a lot of people participating in that, and you're going to see more of that, and I think that's important. On that level, that's one thing that is kind of interesting. We watch these clubs pop up in the EPLWA, and these small communities just embrace it right away, and we just got to encourage our big community. We have a lot more people around us to get involved and say, in local soccer and support it. So, and then finally, this is a whole other section of opportunity for the South Sound. Is just the community outreach. Playing right here in Portland Avenue, I think we've talked to the Emerald Queen Casino about the Puyallup tribe and working with their kids. We've talked to some of the health groups around town, multi-care. We have ideas, but again, that requires people and opportunities. And while we have tons of awesome options for coaches at those camps and that type of thing, it's going to take a little bit of work for us to put together that type of program. So I think that's, one more slide. So who's going to get the first South Sound FC tattoo? This is the owner of Bellingham United, by the way. So I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, who is getting? But I guess it's you. Maybe not the first. He answered your question. Realistically, though, it's just, are we gonna, what are we gonna become? It's up to us.